This is Lieutenant Weber, 721. What do you mean you can't find any elephants? You know what elephants are? Elephants, not lice. Elephants. They're large enough. Now you go find them.
That's trash.
Hello and welcome to That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell, and I'm joined tonight by Jason Farrell.
Hello.
And a new guest, Joey Cruz.
Hello there.
Hey guys, thanks for being on tonight. I'm excited to talk to you about our movie Wild Beasts from 1984. Had either of you guys seen this movie before, by the way?
No.
I had not, but as I was describing it to a friend, they had. So that was kind of an interesting thing.
So they had.
I was describing the opening few minutes, and they're like, "Holy shit, Joey! I've seen this movie."
Wow.
They seemed very traumatized by it. So,
okay,
really excited.
So Jason was the one that brought this movie to my attention. Jason, can you tell me a little bit about how you found this?
No, I can't, man.
Back to you, Matt.
I do not recall. I watch a couple of YouTube videos about people who buy DVDs and talk about them on a regular basis, and they talk about all sorts of crazy ass movies. And the tagline of this one, the premise of this one, struck me as that's cool, that's trash-tastic. And I looked it up on YouTube, and I watched like 3 different 30-second parts of it, and they were all amazing. One of them was the phone call from the daughter, so as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, I thought that might be fun to do.
Yeah, and he knew when there's no one else to take a movie, Matt will take it.
Right.
Right. Matt will watch anything.
Matt will watch anything.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing that.
I did call Riff Track first, but they weren't interested.
Yeah,
I called the MSK 3000 producers, and they were like, "No, dude, we got a backlog."
Yeah.
At least says no.
So this one's people talk a lot about wheelhouses. I'm making air quotes. This is not my wheelhouse because I'm not a fan of Italian films that aren't like arty movies. So like Italians, like giallo, slasher, horror, demon, zombie, anything is like my least favorite, the very bottom of the barrel for me of movies. I don't know why. We can explore that in another session. But yeah, I have a huge issue with Italian horror movies. They feel, I feel like I need a shower after I watch one. They feel like they have just a sheen of grease and grossness over them. That I can't I can't put my finger on it. I know that the dubbing doesn't help. I know that transferring from NTSC to PAL doesn't help anything. But
the 12-year-old girls without their top on probably doesn't help.
That bothered me.
Yeah.
So this movie is from 1984, as I said. I forget the name in Italian, but it translates to Wild Beasts for this English language version. By the way, on YouTube there is a dubbed version and an Italian language one that has subtitles. Don't watch the subtitle one except as your follow-up work for your second thesis, like for your whatever. But watch the English language dubbed one. But we can talk to Jason for a minute about some of the differences because he saw a little bit of both, I think, and he can
for a little while,
compare and contrast those. But we watched the dubbed one, so that's on YouTube, easily available to watch. It's not nearly as pretty to look at as far as like resolution and quality, but it has dubbing.
I ended up watching on Amazon Prime. It actually was on there, and
really?
that was the dubbed version, but a little cleaned up. It wasn't as dark as the one that originally was started to watch.
I wish you would have told me that.
I don't think you have Amazon Prime, so I didn't
do.
bother too much.
I have read in doing my research that the recent runs, like the recent restoration of it, it makes for a very glossy, fairly pretty looking movie.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
the subtitled one was a lot better looking. I was confused for a while. I was like, this is Italian, right? But it's because it's set in Germany.
Right.
And they were talking about street names and stuff quite a few times. Like, that doesn't really sound...
Everything
That
is
doesn't really sound
Strasse.
Italian. Yeah, the Strassenbergen, Blagenbergen.
It's kind of the city in
actually
Seven.
It's set in Frankfurt, I think, or something. Anyway,
So
it's definitely set in Germany.
It just said a northern European city. It was a very vague title in the beginning. But the reality of... You guys know this was filmed, right?
That's right, and Italy is not northern.
No.
In, like, South Africa,
So
right?
yes, this was filmed like Johannesburg or something. It's somewhere in South Africa. So that's why everything's German. But it's set in, like, Germany, which didn't really make a lot of sense.
But then you see the main character's mustache, and you're like, no, that's Italian.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there's one point at which they actually say, one of the characters, I think it's one of the people in the school, or the ballet studio, whatever, says Gott in Himmel.
Yes.
It's not, yeah. Like, okay, definitely Germans.
She's like the school mother or whatever, like the school mom.
Yeah, the school mom. The only character who is portrayed as of that nationality in the entire movie.
Right.
So before we go any further, we should probably briefly tell what this is about, which, like Matt pointed out, really won't take long.
Yeah, so I give this honor always to the newer of the guests. So if you want to give me the elevator rundown, Joey, the Wikipedia synopsis, just so viewers, if they haven't seen it yet, could follow along at home.
Sure. So the Wikipedia synopsis. Zoo animals in a city in Northern Europe get hopped up on PCP, crash through walls, and try really hard to control their high, and fail.
Yeah.
That works for me.
It's
While
almost more of a bath salts thing than really.
Yeah.
while a zoologist and his I don't know, what is she? She's also a zoologist.
So this is interesting. I guess if you watch the Italian language one, she's a researcher, and if you watch the dubbed one, she's a reporter.
She kind of seemed like a reporter to me, yeah.
She is not a reporter. Okay. She's in a lab doing experiments. All right.
She was?
She's a professional, an urban professional, a young urban professional.
Because she was when he was in the beginning, when he's injecting the lion at the zoo with the sedative so they can do whatever they have to do. She's taking pictures, and there was allusions to like her being
For the zoo webpage.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
There were allusions to her being a what?
A reporter. That it was for a story she was doing.
Okay. I don't know.
But that might have been a dubbing change.
Yeah. Which now it makes me
Oh,
want to go and watch the Italian version and see if it makes it better.
Okay, we're just going to keep this rolling, but we're all going to go watch that, and then we'll convene here in 93 minutes.
Let's do that.
Okay. No, but Jason did watch a little bit of it. If you want to speak to any of the differences you saw, because there were some, yes?
Yeah. I mean, I've forgotten most of them, but I watched about 15 minutes of it, including into the first zoo lab scene. I was trying to watch the good-looking one, but listen to the dubbing, and so I was, seeing the subtitles on the higher quality print, and they were so different that it created this huge, confused cognitive dissonance thing in my brain. I couldn't. They were like talking about entirely different stuff. I kept doubting I was in the same place, and it was too disconcerting. So I had to stop and just listen to the dubbed one.
Okay, so we got the high points, right? I'm going to drill down one level lower just so people can know who we're talking about. The primary characters are Dr. His name's Rupert, but they call him Rip. Rip Burnson, which to me sounds like some type of bong superhero, hippie superhero. And then I think her name's Laura, is the woman we're talking about, who is either a reporter or a researcher. And her daughter
Laura,
is Susie,
for sure.
who is the most annoying human being ever created.
She's
And
amazing.
And
She's
then
the best part.
they're the primary characters. So this outbreak
There's a
And
police chief who is mostly known for eating snacks while leaning against things,
his name is
Yeah.
Nat. I think he calls him Nat.
and and telling us his theories of life every once in a while as he drives along.
best character in the movie.
There's not a lot of characters.
No, that's
that
why.
are-
You know why? Because this is
more
what,
than-
this is a great segue into what I'm talking about. This is a genre film of it's kind of like related to the disaster films that were popular in the 70s, but this is the when nature strikes back genre, which became popular in the late 60s, early 70s with all these kind of ecological message movies about we're doing this, right? So like have you guys ever seen Frogs that stars Sam Elliott and Ray Milland?
I've
I have
seen
not.
every movie like that ever made because I like those kinds of movies.
Swarm.
Damn it,
There's
Jason.
there's tons of killer bee movies in the 70s, which I grew up being terrified by, like Swarm
I
with Michael Caine.
yeah, I love this. I love the bee ones. I saw one actually not very long ago that was worms.
Oh, Squirm.
Squ-
Yeah, that's good.
Squirm.
I
Yeah.
like that one.
That's a
Does
pretty
the
good
giant bunny rabbits movie count
Night
as
of the
that?
Lepus. It
one.
actually,
Night of the
it technically does, yes,
Okay, well then I have seen that one.
according to the internet. Yeah, there was the Kingdom of the Spiders, the Giant Spider Invasion. What's that ant
Kingdom of
one?
Spiders,
Phase
William
4.
Shatner.
Phase 4 with the ants.
That I may not have seen, unless that was the one with Joan Crawford in it.
Which one? Phase 4?
Joan Crawford was in a giant ant movie, yeah,
Oh.
or not? Was it? Is it Joan Crawford? I don't know.
So
Anyway.
I mean, Jaws is even rolled into
Or
this.
Elizabeth Taylor, somebody like that.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like,
interesting.
basically,
What if
it's. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't think of the name of it, which is kind of embarrassing. So I've been trying to think of it, but it's kind of like that, but it's also with some strong hints of being a scared straight anti-drug film. What's that famous movie about? Like drugs make everybody crazy and all the juvenile delinquents. There's a particular
Mazes and
movie
Monsters?
people always-
Dungeons and Dragons.
the people always cite as a cautionary drug movie.
Less than zero?
Nobody
I don't know.
I'm disappointed that you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find
Temptation
it
of the Innocents or something like that?
No.
No.
Well, okay, so I guess my point is, like, there's definitely, you're right, there's a secondary message. It's not just nature striking back. It's also this, and you hear characters become a mouthpiece for the screenwriter, lashing out at our modern ways, right? There's lots of people saying these newfangled this blah, 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 that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lashing out at the modern ways of the coked up South Africa of 1984 in Italy.
Right.
There's a lot of...
The one speech by that woman is just really crazy over the top. People when they're stupid, they want to plug in their machines.
So whenever you want me to start playing the clips, I don't know if, like, when they come up, I should just play them. I do have that, but,
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Go
So
for it.
at one point, Laura's trying to go and get her daughter from her ballet school or whatever, and she's on the subway. Everything goes power out, and one of the characters has a little rant about why this might be happening. This is just before they're attacked by, I think, lions on the subway.
I just hope it's not a blackout.
No, it's nothing. Now, don't you start to worry.
Yeah, if you ask me, the problem is people use too much energy. Mix masters, dryers, TV sets, and there's no end to it. They just put a plug in the wall and don't give a shit about anyone else.
Poor child's tired. What's your name?
Yeah, Carol. But I call her Pest.
And with the growl. Reefer Madness, by the way.
Reefer Madness.
That old. Okay, yeah, sorry. The Weed with Roots in Hell. Yeah, that's a classic. So
There's a lot of like civilization failing, technology failing, and nature striking back.
Yes. So I think he's got a couple things going on here. The film starts off with a quote that I think is funny. There's this terrible music, which you're hearing now in the background.
Oh my God, that's the theme song is so bad.
So I'll be inserting this later, guys.
Smooth jazz.
Oh, it's so bad.
So you get to see some aerial shots of this quote-unquote Northern European city, and there's this music playing, and there's a quote that comes up on screen that kind of sets you up for for what's about to happen, and it's this, quote, "Our madness engulfs everything and infects innocent victims such as children or animals." Francis
Take,
Thrive.
for instance, the movie itself.
So
I looked up that guy's name, and he was nobody.
So
Nobody.
So here's an interesting little fun tidbit. Francis Thrive isn't someone you can find on Google, right? But this film was directed by a guy named Franco Prosperi. So if you have any basic knowledge of Latin, Prosperi is to prosper or thrive. And it's basically the director just anglicizing
he quoted
his name.
himself. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
So don't bother Googling it.
I did, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
So we get this Kenny G music and this very portentous message. And for me, the worst thing was in the opening scene, like the first reel of the movie, we go right to the zoo. It's closing time. I'm sorry. You see these aqueducts feeding this water supply of this city, and you also are seeing like subway escalators with syringes just stuck into garbage and stuff on the
mountains
rails.
Of syringes.
So very subtle. And then it goes to the zoo and says the zoo is closing, blah blah. And you see feeding time at the zoo, and there's just like this butcher block where they stick dead head horses with their big tongues lolling out, and they split their heads open, and you just see it, like faces of death, like stuff.
Yeah.
And they just would throw like, a liver and some entrails into like the lions, and they'd throw a skull into like a panther. That was the most upsetting part of the whole movie for me, was seeing that butchering.
It was pretty gruesome.
The way they treat some of the animals throughout the film is.
I tried to. Speaking of Googling, I tried for a while to find out if this movie is known for harming animals. And you get a lot of you get Milo and Otis, and you get Cannibal Holocausts, and so on and so forth. I could not find anything about this movie, but I don't think they chopped up horses necessarily for that scene, but there's quite a few scenes. There's quite a few scenes where there's like big cats hanging on to livestock, and it doesn't really look like stock footage a lot of the time. And there's some I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. They were pretty cavalier about that.
So here's what I found looking this up online was that. There is apparently, at least in the Italian version one, there is some type of message at the end saying, or at the beginning saying, no animals were harmed in the filming of this, and that is commonly believed to be complete bullshit, because they use a flamethrower. These rats are some of the first animals to start acting up when they get this PCP water in their systems, and they attack this couple that are making out or screwing in this car, and they are putting a fire hose on them, and they're so amped up that's not doing anything, so they bring a flamethrower in, and that's clearly rats on fire running around. That's what that is. I mean, those are clearly rats being set on fire and dying. And there's a cat in there that they clearly show a kitty cat, and then like they get swarmed by the rats. That's a cat being eaten by a swarm of rats. Like that's not fake.
You think so?
That looked very real to me.
It did look very real to me.
Very real.
It did look very real to me, but I was like, I wasn't sure whether to go, holy shit, they killed a cat, or I was still kind of in the, hey, that's actually pretty well done.
The honeymoon period.
That looks pretty real. That's
like I would default to that if it was made like in recent, like in the 90s up till today or something, when special effects were able to really convince you of that. But
and
like back
then,
then,
they use animals.
Yeah,
some don't as much.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, what I've in my reading on the movie, I basically found that no, this guy, the director of this movie, was like had made a lot of shock, like kind of exploitive documentary films that did feature like real animal, like harming animals and stuff like that. So most like the cat being attacked by rats, I think, was real. The horse heads, like the butcher block, I believe that they really did film like the stuff that they butcher to throw into the cages to feed the wild cats. And yeah, I think that was a real horse head at the beginning. I think that we saw some real kind of uncool shit in the movie.
So
strangely, I didn't believe the rats. I thought the rats were like they lit like a stuffed animal on fire and like pulled it across the floor with a string. Like that didn't seem real to me at first.
So one site that I saw, which I don't know about the veracity of that, but they said that was indeed rats being set on fire with a blowtorch, with a flamethrower, and they actually had to paint the rats black because they bought a bunch of white rats from like like when you buy like things for like a boa constrictor to eat or whatever. They bought them from a supplier like that, and they were just normal white like lab rat type of thing. So they had to paint them black for that scene. And
wow.
So yeah, that was real. And you were mentioning that. Sorry.
Before we get up, if we don't want to get off the subject, before we, one reason why I was willing to think that maybe they just had the ability to make those things look real is there were some. I thought the scene of the cats attacking the people in the zoo. Cats attack the people in the zoo, by the way.
Sure.
Listeners. I thought that was pretty realistic looking too in quite a few instances. There was some close-ups of heads clamped down on arms, and it was more than just like I've seen my fair share of these movies where you see a shot of a person, you see a shot of an animal, then you see a shot of a person who's got blood on them all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see a shot again of the animal roaring. Then you see the person. It wasn't like that. You actually had some shots. It also wasn't edited so frenetically that you couldn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And
okay.
I thought so. I thought there was quite a few.
I thought there was pretty basic construction. You could kind of see what their source shots were for these edits, and maybe there wasn't frenetic editing, but it was very much like there was always a shot. Like let's say there's a jaguar or something, and it's clearly a stuffed jaguar with a black backdrop and a spotlight on it, and they're moving it on casters or whatever, back and forth in a 45-degree angle in front of the camera, and they were putting in a sound effect noise for that. So that's one shot they kept going back to, of this thing just kind of rocking back and forth. It's clearly stuffed. And then they would have a shot that looked like a guy with, like a trainer with his thing, and it's just kind of like mouthing his arm, maybe some blood on his shirt or whatever, and that's another shot they're cutting in. And then they would cut in something that looked like it was a puppet that was like doing actual like swipes or whatever. Like it seemed like it was pretty phony to me, but particularly when they had this taxidermy going back and forth as their anchor shot was pretty sad.
Yeah, there were a few times when. What?
Oh no, I was going to agree with Matt. Like there were a few times where I could definitely spot the stuffed animals.
There were a few times when I wondered in real time whether what I was looking at was an animal, but the few times that I then slowed it down and watched it slowly, it didn't look like a stuffed animal. It did look like an actual animal. So I didn't come away with it thinking that they used that over much. It was one of the things that was I thought was generally more well done in the movie. Actually, was some of the animal attacks.
I thought
and now finding out that some of them might have actually been real supports how good they looked, and also makes it kind of obviously suck.
Sure.
Like I thought the cat scene looked pretty good, and I was hoping it didn't look good because they actually cat to rats.
Right. So Joey, you were mentioning that the other stuff this director has done. He was known for doing Mondo Kane movies. Like the Mondo subgenre was very popular in the kind of psychotronic world. There were these kind of slipshod, like Mondo Kane was the first one, and it became hugely popular. And so there were tons of knockoffs of it. But see, these kind of documentary, like go around the world, find these exotic things that would excite and titillate Westerners. So go find someone eating monkey brains. Go find someone doing the Dance of the Seven Veils. Go get footage of, or buy footage of, and just cobble these things together, and then have like a cheap VO, buy a library soundtrack, and then just ship them out to like kind of shady theaters or whatever like that. So this guy did some of these, so I can totally see why he had a sense of how to because those would have like real things like butchering an animal in them, because that would be something exciting or horrifying.
Sure.
So yeah, Franco E. Prosperi had experience in this realm. However, he didn't have much experience in storytelling. Because this movie
Not so much.
doesn't really. The one of the things I've noticed, like, have you guys seen Demons? I forget the director's name, but it's kind of a famous Italian mid 80s horror movie.
Bits and pieces of it.
Set in a cinema, yeah, where like the people get kind of trapped in there and these demons are stalking them. There's always a sense to me in Italian movies where they film them somewhere that's not Italy, and there's never anybody on the streets, so it's always just like this abandoned, postmodern, weird. Like, it's not. I don't think it's intended to be that way. I think they actually just get a permit to like clear off a couple city blocks and shoot, the helicopter scene or the whatever scene. But it always feels like everybody's dead except like this handful of people, and it always just feels really weird and sterile and awful to me. But and I did not experience that this time. Like the people on the subway and the chick in the cheetah car and the couple in the car, they feel like they're the only people in the world outside of the characters that we know. Like, I don't get a sense of. There's no scenes like in a Western film, like a disaster movie, right? You get these scenes of people, just this crush of people trying to like run away from something or whatever. Like there's huge reaction shots or a plane going down because some rabid animal got loose and attacked something. But like nothing happens in this like that. It's always just these sterile, isolated shots of something happening. That are sequences.
And that created a huge disconnect for me on a couple of levels. I hadn't really thought about it in quite that way, as that, just that the streets were abandoned or anything. But we have to set aside the idea, like, we're told that the PCP has been released into the water supply, and we see the animals all lapping up water in troughs at the beginning, one after the other, and then we get that. It shows that again later after they realize, So we're supposed to think that that's how the animals all got it into their system. But we're also supposed to think that these kids in a ballet school went to get a drink of water, and so they all went crazy. But somehow it never seems to be communicated that anybody else in the city this happened to.
Yeah,
like no
sense.
One else. There's no, like you said, there's no scenes of hysteria. Not only from the animals, except for like one scene where people can't drive when they see elephants, but there's no panic, there's no trying to get away from the animals, and there's no people going crazy because they're on PCP.
Yep.
Right. And well, because who drinks water in a big city? I mean, really, it's kids and animals, right? That's how that happens.
That's why. And
only those kids that just exerted themselves doing ballet.
Right, exactly.
No other kid. And the other disconnect from that is the main guy, who I absolutely hated his performance. He was terrible. He seems rather unhurried and unharried by the whole thing. Like, he's got a constant bland smile on his face, and he's talking to his buddy, the police chief, and stuff. And they're going out responding to these individual calls. Hey, there's a cheetah over here, and there's this over there, and he seems to just be like, it's all cool,
Yeah.
Like there's
like he could be eating an apple in every scene, and it would totally fit his notice. Like just like, yeah, whatever, man.
There's even a scene at one point where they're driving along. I think it's them in the middle of all this happening. Like, we have just watched a scene where people flee a bus to avoid getting killed by a lion, and we have just seen all this stuff, and the camera pans up to the buildings as they drive along. The power has just been restored. The power went out. The power has come back. There's this jazzy, celebratory kind of music, like, what a wonderful city this is. And they're smiling, and they're driving by, and you're seeing all the brilliantly lit buildings, as if it's like Civilization 1. Oh, it's all we're all happy, and like,
city's pretty sweet.
No, we've still got PCP in the water. We've still got animals running around killing people.
Well, at that point, they start to just they don't even they just start working it into the dialogue that it's like, oh, it's wearing off on some of our test animals, so it's probably wearing off on all the other animals, so everything's fine now.
Sounds good to me.
Like, there's still an empty zoo though.
And there's still wear off. Can't you drink water again?
Right, exactly.
Well, we have lots of lead in our water here in Portland in our schools, and we just bring in bottled water. Maybe that's the solution.
Yeah, that's true. What do water filters capture PCP? I'd like to know what the studies say about that.
I'll be willing to test that out.
Nice.
You guys tie me up.
I did want to bring up one thing, Matt. It's funny that your example for Western films was the rabid animals causing a plane crash at the airport. Because there's a scene in this movie that is teased on the poster, and I want to take a minute to talk about the poster in a second too. But there is a scene where, like, the rascally band of elephants that just every now and then, just like the jackass elephants that wander from place to place in the city and just like they Kool-Aid man through walls, like, hey, you know, and they make their way onto the runway, onto the one runway where an airplane is arriving, and just stop.
Right.
Like they're just there, and then the airplane crashes.
They're completely unable to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
One of them wants to pull up, one of them absolutely does not.
Split the difference. Split the difference. Just crash.
And that's what causes.
That's how we lost the power. Yeah, that's how we lost the power.
God.
But I love that when I saw the poster. When you guys first sent me the information about the movie. First of all, that poster looks like the binder folders that I used to have in elementary school. Of like the airbrushed paintings of like tigers and cheetahs and shit.
Yeah, I have a tattoo of that on my back.
Right? And basically on that poster they show a plane going down in flames, and the first thing I thought was the movie's not that good. That scene doesn't exist. There's no way that they contrive of a way for a PCP zoo animal to get up on an airplane to cause it to go down in flames. And I was right, but I was looking forward to that scene just because of that poster.
You were wrong too, though, because there was a plane that burst.
There was a plane.
28 days later could have done it.
28 days later
wild
could have
beasts. Stupid
done the
movie.
shit out of that. Oh, beautiful.
So let's talk a little bit about the dubbing.
Was that movie dubbed? I didn't.
Yeah.
Really?
What's weird is that some of the characters are clearly speaking English, which this happens a lot in Italian movies. You'll have a Western person or an English person, whatever, come in and do these things, and then they have to come back and have somebody come in and dub it for a separate market. So what happens is they'll shoot those lines in English, and then have them dubbed over to Italian for the mass market of Italy or whatever, and then they'll do it again for the Western market. So they have to basically do their work again, and it's a different actor usually. So it's kind of a surreal thing when you can see the mouths almost matching up. You can see they're speaking English, but they can't actually use the original audio.
I'm not hearing that.
So that the guy that did Dr. Burner,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you guys watch dub movies, but that dude that did his voiceover is the workinest dude from the 80s in dubbing.
Really?
So he's one of my favorites because he sucks so bad. I don't know his name. I will look it up, and I'll probably try and include it in the episode description of this. But one of my favorite episodes of the show is a movie called The Stabilizer that we did way back several years ago. But it's this kind of Rambo. It's set in Indonesia or the Philippines, and it's this guy from Australia, Peter. I forgot what the real dude's name was, something O'Brien. But he was in several of these movies. He was in a Rambo ripoff called Rambo. And he was in The Stabilizer, which is he has these jerry curls, and he's amazing. But please go back and check out The Stabilizer, the movie, and our episode, or just the movie. But this guy is clearly
about the actor or the dubber guy.
The dubber. It's the same dubber, and the dubbing is half of what I love about The Stabilizer and Rambo. So I think this guy is that same guy, and I was so happy when I heard it. It was like an old friend coming in and giving you a hug on a holiday, like, oh man, I haven't seen you in so long. How you been, man?
There are some spectacular moments of terrible acting.
Yeah.
Where the dubbing often made it even funnier. But I also kind of wondered, like, some of the, as might be expected, the kids weren't all great. Although, they did okay in some of the cases. Like, there's this one shot that just absolutely killed me, where it shows a girl. It's like it's cutting, so it doesn't show her very long, but it cuts to this girl, and they're all reacting with fright. They're all reacting, and she does this thing with her hands, where like she starts them in the middle and spreads them out like in a jazz hands kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And makes a completely unpersuasive, scared face.
Yeah.
And then there's the sound of her going, ah, you know. And just, I don't know if you can picture that if you haven't seen the movie, but she just, you know, sweeps her hand, ah, and you can just see the director now. Okay, now, you know, Elizabeth, we're gonna need you to be scared now and kind of, you know, throw your hands out. I don't know, it's just insanely bad.
The whole attack on the kids was beautiful for all of those reasons.
The one there's two adults with the ballet kids. One of them looks like a walking skull. She looks like Jack Skellington or something. And then there's another woman. I don't know what her. I think the one's the teacher, and then I don't know what the role of the other one is. But she's the worst actress on the planet. Like, the stuff that goes on across her face when she's being attacked and stuff is just insanely
brilliant.
Are you talking about the lady that went up with them up the stairs when they're being chased by the polar bear?
I guess.
The blonde lady who's like trying to unlock the door and
I don't remember which is which.
She's not the ballerina instructor. She's the main.
The ballerina instructor
the school
is the one
marm
that gets killed first, and then.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
I was just wondering because I noticed her the school marm, the blonde lady who goes up the stairs with them. I noticed the same thing that she's like slowly fumbling with her keys, and the voiceover is just narrating all of her blunders. Like, how do I? Oh, I have dropped them. Where are they now? How do I? And just like the whole time, there's like a polar bear coming up the stairs towards them.
Let's have a listen.
Where have you been?
In the kitchen.
We got some knives.
Here, take this for self-defense. If it gets too rough, use it.
Oh my God! Hurry! Upstairs! Come on, children! Follow me! No, children! Wait! We're going here. Just let me get the key. Oh, here it is.
Hurry! It's coming up here! Martha, you dropped it!
Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I've got it.
Open the door!
Oh, there we are. Oh, come, let's get in. Oh, come on, hurry up.
See and say.
That scene, okay, all right. So here's where I have to come in with my defense. One of the few defenses I'll give of this movie.
It's a genius scene.
Not just that scene isn't itself, but the guy that wrote the script must have gotten notes from somebody who knew what they were doing, because the foreshadowing is a beautiful misdirect in that. Because that scene ends with her, she ushers the kids into the room, but she leaves the keys in the door, and apparently we're supposed to be scared because PCP makes polar bears know how to use keys. That does it works within the logic of the movie. But my point is, they set that up. They're like, this is what you have to be afraid of. The polar bear is coming upstairs. The door is capable of being unlocked, and the kids and the school marm are hiding in there. That is the tension of that segment of the film.
It's a classic misdirect.
Misdirect.
It's also classically cliched, though, to have a message where ultimately, whatever aliens invade or whatever monsters attack, the ultimate message is that humans are the greatest monsters.
Oh, I agree.
It's humans we have to really be scared of. Which I was very interested also in how PCP apparently just makes you a psychotic murderer.
Is that not what science does? No?
I don't think... Tommy's he's doing the Warriors thing. He's like, come play with us, pretty lady. Come play.
Play.
All right.
How is PCP doing that?
It's the magic. It's the magic of PCP. So this, I agree with you. The humans were the real monsters all along. I hate that shit. It's my least favorite part of zombie movies, and I love too many zombie movies. But this twist, if absent of the message, it's not untrue, but that's kind of what makes it like a cliche and annoying to me.
You're a cliche.
But Yeah, I am.
No, I'm just kidding. You're awesome.
While the zombie's eating me, I'd be like, at least I'm not being eaten by a regular human or betrayed by one.
At least this death makes Joey okay.
This zombie didn't sleep with my girl.
Right? But if you remove that context from it, and also while we're at it, remove like the
let's talk about things we should remove from this movie.
No. But I'm saying purely
running time 11 minutes.
Purely on a technical storytelling level, the idea that you're set up to be like the entire movie is the animals are attacking for some strange reason. 15 minutes before the end of the movie, they reveal, the water is laced with PCP, that's why they are. Halfway through the movie, they showed all the kids in the ballet class drinking water except for the daughter. The daughter was like, no, I want a Coke, and I hated her for that, because it's just one of many reasons I hate the daughter. Right? But that ends up being like a major thing. That is a canny move in the end when the mother goes to get them and they find that the kids drank the water, got hopped up on PCP, killed the teachers, and the daughter, who was not on the drug, pretended to be one of them, had like a knife with her so that she could blend in with them until her mom comes to get them, and then it's fucking brilliant.
Also, like zombies, they for some reason don't have any interest in killing each other.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
They're crazy, but selectively.
They're angry at us.
Again, the movie has an idiotic logic, but within its own logical framework.
Yeah. And Joey, you picking up on that whole thing with the Coke, I mean, I noted that she said, I'd rather have a Coke. I knew that there was PCP in the water, even though they hadn't revealed that yet because I'd read the description of the film.
Sure.
But yeah, that whole thing where she's actually, playing along until she can get to a safe place, totally lost on me. Probably because I'd written the movie off at any kind of intellectual level at that point, and was just kind of writing it out on the vapors.
Yeah. I don't know where to put this in, but I have to mention this. I love the shot of the newsroom, I guess it is, and they have like 100 little white phones.
Oh God, that was so weird.
It's like something out of Terry Gilliam. It's like out of Brazil. They're literally, they've got all of these phones. They're all off the receivers, and they're picking them up like one after another. Like they'll pick up a phone and talk for a second on it, put it down, pick up another identical looking phone, talk on it. Yeah. They're doing this in a circle around literally like a pile, like 100 white receivers. And I guess that was supposed to be, again, like technology is crazy. Like people are becoming like insane because of it.
That's just the space age 70s, bro.
Yeah. Can I play some more of the message clips? I'm really into the message right now.
Please.
Yeah, the message.
Okay. Great. Let's visit the blind guy that we meet at the beginning. He has a seeing eye dog, and he hangs out at the zoo and he records animal sounds. And he marries them to classical music, and he's working on this kind of greater art piece. Let's listen to him.
Dr. Berner?
Hello? Hello, Doctor. Hello. Good evening, Herr Glazer. How's your Symphony for Animals and Orchestra coming along today?
Hello, Doctor. Oh, I'm still working. It's slow going. Is that you, Freshwater?
Yes, I'd like to hear it. Have you come up with a title for it?
I was thinking of giving it a sad title, like Nature Weeps. You like it?
I don't know. It sounds pretty depressing to me.
Bye.
Good evening.
So you're right. He says Dr. Berner, and then he says doctor to the other lady.
Ah.
And yet she refers to herself as a reporter. I don't understand.
She's a young urban professional. Ladies can be both.
Maybe she was joking. Maybe he said, "Why do you keep an eye on me all the time?"
Right.
And she's, "Because I'm writing a news story on you."
Technically, though, he is blind, so he may have just thought she was someone else.
Doctor.
I meant the other guy. This movie is every bit as sexist as you might expect from an 80s Italian film. There's a point at which point at which she has just been through hell, almost been killed by a lion, rescued a little girl, and he sees her. She's like, I'm so glad to see you. You have no idea. And he says, oh, you should go fix your makeup.
I have this clip. Do you want to hear this?
Please, please.
We'll give her a sedative.
Oh, Rick. I called her Susie.
What?
I kept running and running towards that light. It kept moving further and further away from me. It was a nightmare.
With a happy ending. I'll have one of my men take you down to the aid station. I think a doctor should take a look at you.
No, I'm all right now.
Before you go anywhere, you better freshen up your makeup.
I must say you never miss a chance, do you?
No, you never miss a chance to be a pig.
Never. I love the turnaround there. I love that it goes from, it was a nightmare, to a guy coming in like, your trauma means nothing to me, and then her standing up like, you're right, my trauma means nothing. I'll go freshen up my makeup.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So I want to play a clip. Because I'm into the whole message here. I want to play the there's the zoo security team that has all the monitors and stuff, and they're watching all the animals. When the first outbreak happens, when the first attacks after the rats is one of the security guards getting eaten by a lion, I think, or
one of those,
cougar or something. But anyway, the old man there he's the young. There's three dudes, and one's an old guy and two of the younger guys, and they're playing cards, and one guy's looking at titty magazines and listen to the modern goddamn rock and roll music, and we can hear a little bit of this guy ranting about this whole thing, and I love it.
I bless you once again. How can I concentrate on the game with all this noise?
Why are you so uptight? This is progress, man.
Progress? That's what you say. All these new machines, TV monitors, little buttons, levers, flashing lights, dials. Automation, they call it. I call it bullshit. It just keeps people out of work.
What? You gotta be kidding. There are more than enough openings for our job. Where are you going now?
To see Mueller and the others. They're better off than I am. They've worked with animals.
Aye.
I think he and that woman from later must be siblings or something.
Right? They both think it's all bullshit. I love the blinking lights and bleep, bleep, bleeping. Like, it's Jurassic Park. It's just a precursor to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're dancing around the most annoying child character in any movie ever made. So can we play?
I will maintain that she was the only part of the movie that was good.
Okay. So the main character's daughter is Susie. This is the one that's going to ballet class, and she's stuck in the school when the monster attacks happen, or the animal attacks happen. This is where we meet her, where, in case you haven't seen this, basically she is listening to a recorded message from her mother on a fancy contraption called an answering machine, and then she's leaving a new message, and she's also being paged by her friend Tommy, who was from class, to take her to... So there's a lot of modern just doodaddery going on.
Stop fucking ringing the bell. Holy
yeah,
shit,
God, I was just about to fucking throw my remote at the TV during this scene.
Like, in the 21st century, this would all be
6:30
smartphones.
p.m. Here's your latest bulletin from Solitude to Laura. Helga's out, and pretty soon I'll be leaving too. Going to dancing lessons with Tommy. Do you hear him? Will you stop ringing? I'm coming. I got your message. Thanks for having reminded me to eat, to wash, to get dressed. Mom, I don't know what I'd do without you. Where the hell did you stash my ba-ba-ba? Ah, here it is. Oh, Mary called from the newspaper. She wants you to call her back before 5. But seeing that it's after 6, well, sorry, Mom, you blew it again. So long. Signed, your daughter, Susie. Remember, the one with the curls? I'm coming, you ballbuster.
So I put a lot of stock in the fact that I was going to see her eviscerated at some point for putting me through that scene, and it did fucking happen.
It didn't.
I was pretty pissed off.
It was Tommy's fault.
Yeah,
she didn't want Tommy to be eviscerated.
After hearing him ring that bell, I'm pretty sure the kid wasn't on PCP. Yeah. He's just an asshole.
No, he was
just taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually I've heard of people in real life that do that ring a bell or knock on a door literally until the person answers it. And I hate those people with a very strong passion.
Yeah, I can't.
So,
I've only seen them in movies.
I do hate them too, Jason. I have a question. How old is Susie supposed to be?
Her voice actress is clearly 10 years older than she is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She is supposed to be about 12 or something.
Why does the camera like to linger on her body?
Well, that first scene is definitely... Yeah. When we first see Susie, she's getting out of bed. She's waking up. Like, I don't know, the radio goes off or something? Anyway.
She's like no shirt on.
And the first thing she does is she closes her shirt kind of around her. But you are basically seeing, and she's very young because she's got like 0 breasts, and yeah, you're seeing that, and she's this very young girl. There's definitely I was kind of like, whoa.
It was like, damn, I guess that's Italian cinema. I don't know.
Yeah, and then she runs around in her underwear for a while until she pulls her pants on. Wasn't part of the message about pants too? No.
Dude, part of the message was about. The director quotes himself talking about how how the craziness of our society ruins, it corrupts the innocence of animals and children. Of course, the story is about that, but the movie itself is that.
Yeah.
Can hurt animals, they're exploiting the child. Like, he literally did...
Hot kettle black syndrome.
Yeah.
He didn't read his own. Yeah. I want to skip right to the second scene with Susie. Susie's not in the movie all that much until the last part, when a lot of it takes place with the polar bear and and all that we kind of already talked about. But she
leaves a really weird message for her mom at one point.
That's my favorite part. I'm sure you've got the clip of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Their volume is turned down.
So one of these themes is that. The mom is so busy being a professional that she's not taking care of her daughter. That's very clearly the relationship, the one note in the relationship.
Very sarcastically explicated by Susan herself.
Yeah, so the mom is at the Darwin convention, which was set up. The setup was a white piece of plywood with black letters saying International Darwin Convention in like German.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's fucking janky as shit. Okay, so here's so she's called out of this by the way, the entire the guy lecturing is basically doing the director speaking at us about what we need to know about nature lashing out, blah blah blah. It's very transparent. And then she is paged because she has a phone call, and so here's the phone call she gets during the Darwin convention.
Hello. Yes.
Susie is daughter of Laura. They say Laura is mother of Susie. Susie, although abandoned, is worried about Laura. Have you eaten, Laura? Have you washed?
Cut it out, Susie.
Blow your nose if you have a cold. Behave.
If there's something on your mind, tell me. I'll come and pick you up at school when I'm finished.
The tape is running out. Susie is fine. Laura is fine. Susie awaits Laura. That is all Susie wants to know. Farewell.
One of these days, I'll strangle that kid.
And I'd love to watch.
That is one of the best.
Let me explain why I love that. Okay, I don't love the sound effect that they chose. Like, Susie is some kind of she's a ventriloquist.
Savant.
And savant. I don't know if you've ever read Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, but it really reminded me of that. There's a character who says that his sock puppet is an alien, and he talks through it. Other than the sound effect being so obnoxious, I like that because on some level I like it just because it's a pulse of life in a movie which otherwise doesn't have very many.
Sure.
Most of it is very, very transparent. All of the message stuff is just smack you in the face with the 2x4 transparent. Most of the scenes are pretty predictable. She is kind of an unusual character. I mean, the approach of her making her talk about herself in the third person in that weird monotone way and all that was just colorful, just flat out. You know, it was interesting. And then actually, you can also, it was sort of germane. You know, part of if the movie actually did have a point, and one that it didn't articulate extremely laboriously, you know, in obvious terms, it was one of neglect, and that kind of runs through the movie as far as, you know, how, right, what happened with the water supply and how the in various ways. And on this personal level, there's this thing about Susie and neglect, and I kind of like the way the two conversations she has with her mom. She, you know, both of them, she mentions, "Thanks for reminding me when to eat. Thanks for reminding me when to sleep." And that actually strikes me like if you're a parent who has to work all the time and you barely ever see your kid, then when you see your kid, a lot of the time you're going to think, well, I got to be a parent first and foremost. I got to make sure my kid is living correctly and being okay while I'm gone all the time. So, did you eat? Yeah, I make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. You know, you're not gonna have some random conversation. It's like, I don't have time for that. I just got a parent right now. I just gotta. It's like all the conversations she has with her mom are these banal parental things.
Detail.
You know, just just this stuff, like nothing about her as a person or nothing like what's really going on with her. Just like an animal, like a biological animal. Like, are you surviving? Here's, you know, let's tick off a list. Or are you going to sleep on time? And so she's reducing that. Her relationship with her mom has been reduced to that, and she's mocking that. And she's like talking like a robot, like, because that's how she feels. Like, you know, just like, my mom's programming me to do these tasks, and as far as she knows, you know, she doesn't know anything about me or anything else. So I might as well just be this robot. I actually thought it was a little bit subtle, a little bit decent.
I thought that was actually one of the better parts of it too. I mean, I hated the character so much that it was hard to appreciate it, but I did appreciate that it was a more nuanced message than anything else in the film.
Yeah, and you make a really good point about that. When I heard it, it sounded to me like a ransom note, like somebody was, like she was faking like a fake ransom note, like pretending that she had been kidnapped or something. But no, like that she was reading it like a robot, and that whole perspective hadn't occurred to me. That's a really good read on it. I like that.
Can I play one of my favorite audio moments?
Of course.
We get to hear the Italian version of the Sugar Hill Gang, and then a really bad DJ joke.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, hello there, I'm the OUG in a friendly mind. When it's party time, it's big fine, 'cause I know what you will find. Dancing fast, dancing slow, I really do not care. Just come on over, let your whole self go, try letting down your hair.
Do you know why people with one leg have short lives? No, because they've already got one foot in the grave. Rose, huh? Just kidding, Mom.
Do you remember the episode in which Sam Malone raps on Cheers?
Oh God, no!
Block that out.
Sounds a lot like that.
I actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna splutter. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't remember Sam rapping.
The music is insanely bad in this.
So that
I guess
scene,
the score is kind of okay, but
I had that marked out in my notes because I very specifically want to talk about that scene. That's leading into the cheetah chase.
Yes, it is.
All right, so that begins with just a cheetah. I call this a cheetah walks home alone at night.
Yeah.
A cheetah is just walking down the street, right? And it's kind of surreal. It's just footage of an actual cheetah just slowly just wandering down an empty city street at night.
This is kind of favorite sequence, by the way.
I thought it was like a horror film. I thought it was like a horror film, but the cheetah is the victim. It's like
right,
woman,
exactly.
Like kind of looking around.
No, I love it because it's this movie is really good at communicating story through. And I know I'm talking about this movie, but it's communicating story through visuals, right? That's what the entire opening sequence is you kind of get a sense of syringes, water flowing to the zoo, animals drinking the water. Cool, I'm in it. I understand what this movie is going to be. This one, it's the cheetah walking down the street, and it looks in the windows, and it sees mannequins, and it's like, are you a human? Oh, you're not food. Looking for food, are you food? No, you're a mannequin. Where's my food? And then they cut to the lady, like it sees the headlights coming towards it, cut to inside the car where for the first minute, I thought she was listening to Another One Bites the Dust. And it was the most beautiful thing. Like, if you listen to that music again, it sounds like Another One Bites the Dust. And I thought that was the cleverest thing ever. And then it's not that, but it's even better. But yeah, that whole sequence is one of my favorites in the movie.
Well, let's keep going though.
So what? That basically she pulls over. She's in a shit. Now I can't remember. I was so excited about the Another One Bites the Dust detail. Take us through it, Jason.
Well, she's in a convertible, right?
Mm-hmm.
To like a Volkswagen or something. She sees the cheetah, and the race is on. And you know, when you're watching this, if you know anything, you know by now, this is like, I don't know what, an hour plus into the movie. Whatever the most obvious thing that you can imagine that's going to happen, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the cheetahs are fast. Everybody knows that cheetahs are fast.
Sure.
So it's like, I want to run to my car, and we're going to have a chase scene. which I thought was potentially awesome. In a corny way. They did nothing with it, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, cheetahs are incredibly fast for short distances, but this one's hopped up on PCP apparently, so it's like just tearing muscles left and right, just like it's not going to give
miles.
up. Yeah, and I like that, and I like that. Basically she ran a stoplight was why the cheetah won, because she collided with another
apparently
car.
The city's not deserted. Yeah.
Well, they're just automated.
So the cops show up along the way. They're like driving toward her, and they're like, "Oh, I think you have the clip of this."
I do.
She's crazy. What's she doing? She's not crazy. It's a cheetah.
Hey, let's just play the real one.
Hey, look at that. She's not crazy. She's being chased by a cheetah. Christ.
See?
Love it.
Great voice.
Christ. But then they turn against her. Like, they forget that a cheetah's chasing her, and they start criticizing her driving again. She's like, she's crazy. Every time she swerves past the car, they're criticizing her. Like, dude, she's in a convertible. Like, a wild animal is going to jump up on her car and, like, eat her head.
I wish that would have been much cooler. I wish the cheetah at least would have caught up to the car at some point, taken a swipe at the tire. But the part that really got me is Brillo Head leans out the car with a rifle to shoot the cheetah.
It's just a pistol.
And it's a pistol.
In the cop's glove box.
He's trying to shoot him with the tranquilizer gun pistol.
No, the cop suggested using the tranquilizer, and he said it wouldn't work like at this speed or something.
You're going too fast. Okay, so he's trying to shoot him with a regular pistol. That's right, it's a revolver. And he says, I can't shoot him. You're swaying too much. And then you, like, literally right after that, you see, I'm afraid I'm going to hit the woman.
Yes, the steadiest shot in the film.
And then the camera shows, like, what he's looking at. The cheetah is, like, 10 feet
15 feet
to the
away.
right. Like, you could not possibly miss by that much to hit the woman. You'd have to be, I don't know, just rotating around like you'd have to do the game where you get spun around with a blindfold on and then let go to walk whatever direction you can. I was just completely. I always, no matter how bad something is, no matter how bad a movie or whatever is, I can't stand it if what we see is so disparate from what is being said.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that, no matter what. Like, I can accept really corny, cheesy shit as long as it matches. But if you tell me something, if you have a character saying, that elephant is 5 million miles high, and then there's a little, whatever, it has to agree. I can't handle that.
Yeah, no disconnects.
There's a lot of that in this movie, though.
Can I play my favorite clip, just apropos of nothing?
Oh,
sure.
You did? I thought you did.
This is my ultimate favorite.
This is Lieutenant Weber, 721. What do you mean you can't find any elephants? You know what elephants are? Elephants, not lice. Elephants. They're large enough. Now you go find them.
No,
Elephant. What? Not lice. I imagine the guy on the other line is like, "Do you mean lice?
Lice, like in hair?"
Joey, would you mind leading me into that PCP clip?
Yeah, sure. So basically, again, 15 minutes before the end of the movie, the mystery of what is causing these animals to go crazy, what got into the water supply, is solved. And the answer is, I don't remember the scientific name, but it's basically PCP. There's PCP in the water supply, and everybody they're at the zoo in the office with the chemistry set, and the reporter is like, what's PCP? And that prompts like the movie becomes Law and Order Special Explanations Unit for a second, and they just every person, like one by one, each of the different speaking characters in the movie just explains something about PCP.
Yeah, I think even the production assistants got to say something in this scene.
Exactly, the guy holding the boom mic.
Yeah, totally. Okay, here we go.
What's that?
PCP. Incredible. Dynamite. It's a drug. They call it angel dust. Peace powder, zombie dust.
Also jet fuel and busy bee. 1,000th of a gram of it is enough for a trip.
Sounds wild.
They add it to tobacco and smoke it.
Yeah, you can smoke it, sniff it, shoot it, eat it, and drink it also.
But how do you...
I'll take it.
I love that.
And that last part is the police chief guy who walks in at that point to contribute to that.
God, it's just Dragnet, isn't it?
It only could have been better if that was Ice-T that wandered into the room.
It's beautiful. It's so good.
Have you ever heard John Mulaney's bit about... that's what I think of every time I hear Ice-T now, is I think about John Mulaney doing him. Have you seen that, Jason? Where he's talking about how Ice-T always just looks confused all the time, and like he just has to do different analogies to understand any of the concepts on the show. He's a sex addict, like he's like addicted to gambling.
Like when you go and you bet too much on the ponies. I legit stopped the movie after that scene and went and looked up the John Mulaney thing just to remind myself of it.
Yeah, just search John Mulaney Ice-T, folks. You're gonna.
Yeah,
I haven't really watched the actual Ice-T performance though, so I don't know if it would be funny to me.
Well,
if you know Ice-T's voice, that's everything you need to know.
Yeah, totally. So we did a little bit of this kind of out of order. Typically, before we get really into it, we do the whole like in a word, but it's totally valid still. If you could describe the experience of watching this, Joey, in one word, or what this movie is like in one word, what would that word be?
Trepidatious.
Is that a mic name or is that a word?
I think that's a word. I was full of trepidation as soon as I saw like the meat cleaver go into the horse head and the introduction of the little girl. I was like, oh fuck, what else is this movie going to show me?
Okay, I'll take that. And Jason?
I could think of probably any number of them, but I guess I'll go with earnest. Because movies that want to have some kind of message like this, that want to tell you that technology is bad and drugs are bad and all that kind of stuff, they usually do it in the most ham-fisted ways possible. They do it very earnestly, and they practically tell you that, they're just like, drugs are a huge hazard to our way of life, and these people plugging in things, they're mixed masters. It was just as obvious bullshit as you can possibly get.
As subtle as an after-school special.
I'm convinced.
Right.
But with some tits.
Right. You'd be embarrassed to put that on an after-school special.
So earnestness, is that what you said?
I said earnest, yeah. What about you?
I was just gonna say greasy. Just all of these.
You're still sticking with greasy.
Yeah, they just feel gross. I don't know what to say. I feel awful. I really hated Susie's mom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Her
She was
teeth were
terrible. She was
gross.
a terrible
She looked like
character.
she smokes 2 packs of Benson and Hedges a day, and I had a visceral reaction to her every time she was on the screen. And it wasn't just the voiceover person either. I actually hated her and the way she looked and her facial expressions and her acting, but I also hated the voice actor in a totally different way. So they kind of combined together. It's like codeine and crystal meth to make a whole new high of hatred and rage.
Voltron of disgust.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's that.
She's apparently like an Italian scream queen icon.
Really?
I read a whole bunch of reviews after watching it, and every single one of them was like, and in this role, the iconic blah 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 from blah blah blah.
She's a workhorse.
There you go.
I'd seen her in something. I mean, I knew I saw her, and it's like that pure genetic hatred that you have for someone else, like just Highlander, timeless loathing.
There can be only one.
Yeah,
I'll mention another thing that I wanted to mention about we talked a little bit about the guy, the symphony guy, he gets killed by his own dog.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention. I'll mention 2 things about that. One goes along with my Ernest thing. When he's being killed by his dog, we hear his symphony. Basically, we hear classical music. He's not really playing it, but we hear it. And that when I see something like that in a movie, I just think that I'm in the hands of a filmmaker who the height of cleverness and subtlety to them is like Reader's Digest level literature to me. And I'm not a filmmaker, but like you can just picture him thinking this was this great idea when we're going to juxtapose this violence with this classical music. But it wasn't enough to do that once. We also had to do that during the polar bear attack. We had to play something ballet music-y. So we have the woman being mauled by the polar bear to the strains of Tchaikovsky or whatever it is. And it's just like, you are a hack and a half. And then the other thing about the blind guy with the dog is, am I wrong, or is there a very similar scene in Suspiria?
I have no idea.
Suspiria is the one with the girls at the dance school, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure in Suspiria that the witches use their magic to kill a guy by taking his seeing eye dog, his helper dog, and having it attack and kill him.
Actually, that sounds kind of familiar.
Almost positive. It's been quite a few years since I've seen Suspiria, but the fact that it's an Italian movie and it just, I just thought.
Vastly superior film, by the way. Yeah.
I think he has also seen Suspiria.
I've never seen Suspiria.
Oh,
you should look that up.
It's considered one of Dario Argento's better movies. Some people love Dario Argento. But it is considered to be one of his better movies. Not considered to be a giallo. I hope that by the way, I hope that somebody was listening and thought you said Jello. And they think that there's a type of Italian film called Jello. I just kind of hope that secretly. Not secretly.
No, sorry, it's giallo. Sorry. Yeah, Suspiria. That's a much more interesting movie. I'm just picturing the colors and the.
The colors. Which stole from Mario Bava anyway. But
yeah, he did. But that's okay. Mario Bava was great too.
By the way, the director of Demons is Lamberto Bava.
Yes.
Son
Bava's,
of...
Yeah, Mario Bava's son. That's right. So I went and saw... So I saw Suspiria as an adult after, hearing about its rep. And was kind of underwhelmed, like I am with most Italian stuff. But... whatever, I was like, I can see why people like it. But then they had it at the Hollywood Theater, and I saw it in 35mm, and it blew my mind. Like, I totally came around on it. It was amazing. I also saw Demons on the big screen there, and did not come around on it.
Even though
which was the second time I'd seen it.
Oh, okay. Perfect place to see it, though, considering it takes place in a theater.
Yeah, I tried to watch that in high school on video, and... got halfway through, and I don't know what happened. I was just kind of it's a little gross and a little greasy looking. And then turn it off, and then there's this double.
The greasy thing was born.
There was a double feature that was Rats. Which, have you guys seen Rats?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, Rats is so fun. So I went with some friends to see a double feature. It was Rats and Demons, and the gal that was an American, she's from Portland. She was in both of those movies, so she was there and speaking. She's kind of a B-movie queen, but it was cool. But Rats is a lot of fun. Rats.
Yeah, Rats is ridiculous.
You've seen it? Yeah, it's insane, and it's got one of the best endings ever in exploitation or whatever movies.
When I was watching this, actually, a link to Rats came up and played after this movie was over. It was like, oh, hey, Rats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I'd already seen it, though.
Yeah.
And then one other thing I just want to kind of throw out there is when the couple is killed by the rats in the car, at one point she goes to open the door and he said, don't go outside, there's thousands of them out there. And I would like to submit that as the worst advice anyone has ever given another person. Yes, the rats are outside, but they are rats. They are 6 inches from the fucking ground. If you move away from the car, you will eventually be where rats are not. Sitting in a small little box, well...
But Jason, these are PCP.
Well, they're already in the car.
Yeah, these are PCP rats, though.
Yeah.
Which can fly and...
How do they get in? Tailpipe? How do they get in there anyway?
The window is open.
Not elephants, rats. They're small and furry.
Not lice.
Prehensile tails. And fire's the only thing that can kill them.
Fire's the only thing that can. And I love that. Oh, geez, did we play that clip of the zoologist? Like earlier in the movie, he's friggin' Chris Pratt from Jurassic World. He's just like, I love animals. Animals are so much easier to understand than humans. Animals are great. And then cut to him like just watching them lighting rats on fire. Like, yeah, that's how you do it.
I do have the clip of what you just were talking about.
I think you already played it.
Did he play it? He may have played it before.
Did we play the Flaming Rats? Yeah?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was like the first clip you played.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't think I did.
I don't want you to play it twice.
No, I'd hate to do that.
If it turns out you played it twice, you could just insert some other audio in there, I guess. I don't know. I'm telling you how to do things.
I don't know. I do. I had a few bullet points. Whenever, if we're winding down to the end,
this is unofficially we've already started it, but it's the final thought.
Okay.
It's like if we didn't talk about it, it didn't get played. Let's talk about it now before we move on to judgment.
Okay. Basically, just moments that stood out to me. When the polar bear has done his Kool-Aid Man moment, busted through the door, busted through the wall, and attacked the ballet teacher. All the kids are running. And at one point, the only 2 kids lagging behind are Susie, the daughter, and Tommy, her friend. And while all the kids are running up the stairs, Tommy stops Susie in the cafeteria, and he's like, wait here. And then he runs into the kitchen, leaving her alone. At which point, we hear the bear, and it seems like the bear is coming in, and all I could think was, Tommy, you asshole. That it was just such a visceral, like, you just left her there for bait, Tommy. Which I didn't realize at the time.
I thought he was getting knives.
Well, he was, but I'm talking about the moment. I'm talking about the 30 seconds when she's alone in the cafeteria. Where I was in that moment was like, this motherfucker just left her for bait.
See, I was really hoping to see her torn into 2 equal halves. So,
for the whole time. The better moment for me is when not Susie, but this other little girl is hiding under the table. Right. And refusing to go with them, and they're all trying to run away. And Tommy comes back and is like, "Don't be stupid, don't scream. It'll hear us. Let's go." And what she screamed was, "You're mean. You're mean. You're all mean. You left me here. You're mean." It was great. But Tommy was a gentleman then. He wasn't homicidal. Tommy yet.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, he tied this whole thing into like the PCP and the Tommy and the blah blah. But I thought that his behavior when he's off screen, his introduction of ringing the bell, was telling us that he's a psychopath, because no one would really do that in real life.
Right.
Nobody rings a bell like that, except Dexter or Charlie Manson or something.
He's a ball buster. That's what
He is a ball buster. So I just assumed he was a prick from the get-go, and the PCP was just kind of, icing on the cake.
I feel like the PCP just kind of it opened up the doorway to something that was already inside of him.
Sure.
Which is why he was the ringleader.
Sure. It's like trepanning, just drawing a hole in his head to get him all the oxygen to his brain to be elevating his third eye. Whatever that weird shit
There you
is.
go.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else?
Just that there's a shot where a hyena is howling.
Wolf howling?
Except they well, that's the thing. A hyena is yelling into the air, and the sound effect is a wolf howling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds
irritated
me
the
of,
shit out of me.
Yeah, me too.
There was a point, I actually wrote down the time mark, 14 minutes, when I think they didn't have the animal growling that they needed, and they had a person do it.
Oh, really?
It was, yeah.
Like
I listened to it a couple times, and there's just no way it was a. They were doing stuff with a cub, and there was some animal growling, and then they kind of cut away from the cub, and they might have been filming this part at some separate time because you didn't see any animals on screen, and from the side you heard somebody going. Rawr, rawr.
I wish I had that. I have the clip where they're talking about bloody nipples, but I don't think that's in there.
Look at him. He's been biting them.
Oh, yeah.
What was that scene about?
That's one of those
Is
things.
that supposed to be the first tip-off that the PCP is happening?
I think so. Like, there's the lion or tiger, I forget which it is, but it's sick, and so he tranks the tiger. Which, by the way, credit to the main protagonist. He was a real-life circus animal handler.
He actually did work with animals.
So he, like, when you see him in the movie, one of the cool things is, like, you actually, like, this isn't, like, like, the animal handler off screen. Like, no, like, he's up there dealing with actual animals on camera, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That's, like, 1 point.
Yeah. Like, what, but you get one.
One point in its favor.
Anything else, Joey, from your bulleted list?
From my bullet list, let me see. Yeah, I love. Yeah, I did. I made a note after the that phone message that Jason so eloquently illustrated for us.
Right.
Yeah, and when I realized that, like, the daughter, they were kind of going for an April from Parks and Recreation vibe, but I think they managed to get Oren.
That's funny.
Like, she's really funny. Just more like her creepy friend Oren.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, Oren. Yes, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And then let me see here.
You're a funny guest.
Oh,
see why you're on here.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen Parks and Rec, so I wasn't going to be able to.
Oh, if you had though, you'd be like,
come up
yes.
with that one.
It's perfect if I do say so myself.
It is.
Yeah, I thought Tiger Attack in the subway was really effective. This is something that I said when you went away for the break. I feel like my favorite animal attack, the most effective, scary animal attack in the movie, is the elephants that attack the couple in the car.
Really?
Yeah, because it's all right. So you're surrounded. There's not so much there. I don't know how to describe it, but the idea of, like, this car is surrounded by elephants. They're just roaring. The camera is, like, looking up into the face of these elephants that are making this really unnatural noise. They're smashing windows. Like, the trunks are, like, it's like the fucking octopus from the end of Popeye. Like, the trunks are reaching in through the cracks in the windows and grabbing people around the necks. Like, they strangle one guy. An elephant steps on the head of the woman.
Yeah,
and all I could think was, like, this is the fucking Jaws of elephants. Like, this, like, people who watch this movie at an impressionable enough age will come away from the scene with a phobia for elephants because of this scene. And I thought that was really effective.
So stay out of the zoo is the tagline.
Stay out of the fucking zoo, right? Or stay off of airport runways when an airplane is about to land, because you never know where those rascally elephants are going to be next.
Good advice. Elephants or no, really.
Yeah.
You know, I might just
land on you.
I'm going to avoid South Africa in general just to be safe.
Sure. I mean, I guess if you want to be thorough.
Berlin, South Africa.
I think that the only other thing that I haven't mentioned here, and only people who know the 11 O'Clock Comics podcast will understand this, but no one showed this movie to David A. Price.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he has animal issues.
Yeah, very much a lover of animals.
Yes.
Cannot handle seeing them even simulated violence against animals in movies.
No.
This is not a movie for David.
He could have, like, Ichi the Killer be his animated wallpaper, but he would... any animals involved, not okay.
Yeah, he won't read We 3. And I understand it. I respect it. It's a great comic, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Final Judgment. This is where we arbitrarily decide whether this movie is cool or trash, and there is no real standard here. You just have to defend your position. So the guest always goes first. Joey, is this cool or is this trash?
Oh, if this movie had not...
It pains him so much to call anything trash, by the way.
Well, it's true, but no, and I'll explain. Like, this movie to me, in theory, even in execution on screen, is kind of cool. Like, I'm sure that it's the sort of thing that there's somebody out there that'll get a kick out of it. And there were several scenes, like I said, several of the animal attacks are really effective. There were a few artful moments. Like, I really love the misdirect and the foreshadowing for the surprise ending. I love the ending. I think the ending came out of fucking nowhere and was really genuinely creepy and genuinely had me on the edge of my seat. Like, how are they going to do this? Like, the polar bear's fucking scratching his back against a tree on the front lawn. How are they ending this movie? So I really like that about it. And, like, there's somebody out there is an audience for this movie. But the animals got hurt making this movie. They fucking threw like, whether or not they killed the cat, they did throw rats on a domesticated cat, and that's not cool. They did put, like, a cow and a pig in a closed-in pen with hyenas and lions and shit and let them attack each other. That's not cool. So I kind of feel like I don't want to give this the cool rating because I don't want to throw my lot in with being okay with that stuff. So I'm going to rate it as trash, purely for that reason. And I don't know if it's time for this or if we get all the ratings before this, but I do have an alternative.
Oh, we do that later.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is trash purely because animal cruelty. Cool if you are a sadist and don't care about that stuff.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Hey, wait a minute. You just pissed in the water supply for Jason.
I know.
Judging the movie, not half of the listeners.
I know. I was being facetious.
That's a real word too, Matt.
It is.
Jason?
Trash. Absolutely trash. 100% trash. It did have some effective animal attack scenes, I thought. I thought a lot of those were filmed pretty well. We already talked about, whether that is because it was real or not. Joey stated that very well. I also, you're dealing with not a very good movie when you give movie props for something as small as this. But I like the fact that the animal that they used for an important climactic scene at the ballet studio was one they had not shown up until then.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when movies are generally shit, you don't get that sort of thing. They'll blow that. They won't think about that. But yeah, oh shit, a polar bear. I did think the polar bear looked emaciated though. I was doing Google searches of polar bears, and like when he's walking towards you, he looks like a head with a dude in a polar bear suit. Because he's so narrow.
He was kind of the Harry Dean Stanton of polar bears.
I think he really was a polar bear, but he's just like, feed him, please. Yeah, but I can't think of too many other good things. I mean, didn't look particularly good. The acting was abysmal. Bad dubbing or not, the logic was non-existent. The music was ear-piercingly bad. Yeah, trash.
Okay.
What say you?
So I'm going to pile on here and say this is trash. I do have an issue with animal abuse in films. That's definitely something that I find abhorrent, but not enough to tip the scales in the favor of trash. It's just I thought this was just a bad movie. I don't think it came from a place of earnestness. I think it was piling on to a genre and just making another film that kind of fit a genre. I feel like that the filmmaker had some ideas within that, like, oh, I can actually comment on, that kind of a neglect thing we're talking about. I think there's some ideas on there, but none of them gelled into anything interesting or coherent. And terrible acting. For me, I mean, you guys seem to enjoy the animal attack scenes more than I did. I thought they were pretty mediocre and a little goofy and wonky. So it was just bad all around. If it didn't have that Sugar Hill Gang song in it, I would have said complete and utter garbage. But that lifted up like 2 stars for me. So, but it is trash. It's definitely trash. So we're unanimous, guys.
Wow.
That rarely happens.
All they had to do was not hurt the cat, and I probably would have been the dissenting opinion.
You're so close.
I ended up reading all these stories of, like, I guess I don't think I've seen Milo and Otis, but it's a Japanese film that was pretty popular internationally. And
wait, Milo and Otis was Japanese?
What?
Milo and Otis was Japanese?
Yeah.
I thought that was a Disney movie.
So I thought it was like a American movie.
Yeah.
It was filmed with American actors, but it was made by a Japanese. And I guess there's a scene where a cat gets thrown off a cliff.
Jesus.
And the prevailing opinion is that was real. And there was like people arguing about it on Reddit and places like that. Like, you really think people like climb down to the outcropping to get the cat and whatever? But it sounded like that movie has one of the worst reputations for animal cruelty, I think, of any major movie. So certainly of like a kids film. I mean, it was a kids
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've shown that to my daughter before.
Kind of distressing to read.
The hell is wrong with you, Matt? No, sorry, kidding.
Well, my mom actually did it, so.
Oh, okay.
I allowed it to happen.
It's marketed as a cute film, like about what, a puppy and a
puppy and a cat.
Yeah.
Cat.
Yeah. That's something with Michael J. Fox, right? That's Homeward Bound or whatever.
Correct.
That's Homeward Bound, yeah. Which is the one I've seen. I haven't seen Milo and Otis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I won't at this point. I don't have any.
Yeah, I guess I won't either.
I wonder how dangerous the Benji movies were for that dog.
That dog? You mean those 27 dogs?
Yeah, they just had them cloned. They were just.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
It's like one of those change dispensers at an arcade. How many Benjis do you need here?
Benji?
Benji's disposable.
27 Benjis.
What the fuck we need to end this now.
Man, even Full House had more than one little girl. I mean, you think they only used one Benji? Are you kidding me?
There's one Benji, there's one Lassie. Don't try to fool me here.
There's one old yeller until there wasn't.
That's true. Oh.
Why'd you have to go and get rabies?
Oh.
You dumb dog.
Stupid rabies.
So it's time for the antidote. If you have an antidote, I'd love to hear it. Typically, we say if a movie's good, like we agree it's cool, it doesn't need an antidote. But this clearly does, because we all thought it was trash. The antidote doesn't need to be about the same thing this movie was, but we would like it to if it can. And if it's free or available online or whatever, that's cool too, but it doesn't have to be. So, Joey, sounds like you have something.
I am so excited for this. Yes. Okay, so as I was watching this movie, my eyes kept drifting to the next movie that was recommended on YouTube. And the next movie that was recommended on YouTube is a 1981 movie called Roar. Have you ever heard of Roar?
Is that the one where it's real interactions with animals, like that one?
Yeah.
The Tippi Hedren's family.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I actually watched some of it. Not a lot of it, but This isn't me saying, hey, was Wild Beasts kind of a bad movie? Here's a good movie. No. Like, I'm not promising that this is going to be a good movie. But what I am promising is that if you do happen to watch Wild Beasts and decide that, you know what, I really wasn't cool with watching those humans hurt those animals, then Roar is the antidote to that. Because Roar's big selling point when it was discovered and re-released in 2015 was it's very proud, boasts at the very beginning of the movie in the opening credits, the American Humane Society saying no animals were harmed during the making of this movie, but 70 cast and crew members were. This movie has basically a family of actors. Tippi Hedren, I forget the father's name. Melanie Griffith is in the movie, and they tell the story of a family that lives on a plantation in Africa with like 110 lions, tigers, jaguars, cheetahs, and basically it was supposed to be an anti-conservation movie, or rather, not a conservation conscious movie that's about, not killing wildlife, anti-hunting. It was very noble goals. But these people were apparently fucking crazy because none of these animals were trained, and they actually Jan de Bont, the director of, among many things, Tomb Raider. Only movie that I could remember that he directed. He was their director of photography. He was scalped by a wild animal attack. Melanie Griffith was mauled by a tiger and had facial reconstructive surgery from it. There are scenes in this movie where actors are standing amidst all these lions, talking about the lions, trying desperately, frantically to deliver dialogue while fearing for their lives because there are untrained fucking lions surrounding them the whole time. And they do not do a good job of fooling the audience. Like, the whole thing is shot like, all right, fuck it, turn the camera on, go, oh shit, it's coming towards us, go, okay, all right, we're gonna have to cut there. That's I watched like a half hour of the movie, and basically when animals started actually mauling the cast, I was like, all right, I think I've seen everything that I need to see here.
Wait a minute. So the film that was re-released in 2015 or whatever, that was the original film? It wasn't a documentary about the film?
No, it's the actual film.
Oh my god. Crazy. Okay.
The actual film was a documentary of sorts.
Oh, it was? I thought it was a narrative.
It is narrative.
Not, well, okay.
It is, because
there's no story except for they live there with all these animals.
But they have like character names and shit.
Yeah, and basically
Tippi Hedren as Madeline, Noel Marshall as Hank, Melanie Griffith as Melanie. Like, they're not all like
as Melanie.
It's a story
in California.
Jason Farrell as Jason.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it was shot in California at Noel Marshall. That's the guy. He apparently was he's the big brain behind this thing. Like, he set the movie up. After I think 2 years of trying to make it, like, the studios pulled out. They're like, you're fucking crazy. People are getting hurt. We're not doing this. And then he kept funding it with his own movie. And I don't know how he bribed people into actually working on it with him.
If you're wondering, Tippi Hedren did say after this that they were extremely stupid to do this, and put their children at risk.
Yeah. It is the most dangerous movie ever filmed. The most dangerous movie ever filmed is how it is another tagline.
Well, that's a great antidote then.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard then the stories about how they made Man of Steel, because they actually knocked down buildings with people in them and told them, you either run fast enough to get out, or hope that Superman is real and he shows up.
Right. The genius of that is that Zack Snyder, the genius Zack Snyder, actually hired Ben Affleck in secret early and shot completely secret footage of Bruce Wayne among the wreckage while the city was coming down. Didn't tell anyone about it until 4 years later when they made Batman v Superman.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. This is all true facts.
Okay.
He's not tour.
He is. Actually, that does remind me. Can I just drop like a really non sequitur anecdote in here?
Please.
No.
When I was a little kid, my brother liked to fuck with my brain, and I had seen Die Hard, and he convinced me that there's a scene in Die Hard, spoilers, where the company
Raise your hand if you haven't seen Die Hard.
where the head of the company, is his name actually Nakatomi? Like the CEO of the company?
I thought it was Mr. Nakatomi. I don't know.
Okay. Well, he gets shot in the head by Hans Gruber, and my brother convinced me that no, like they really shot that guy. Like they paid his family a lot. They had them sign a contract.
Oh my God, your brother's evil.
You were gullible.
I was.
They murdered a man for the film.
I was like 6 or 7 years old. All things possible.
So was there a story later about how I saw Mom and Dad talking about this. They had an envelope and they were shaking hands with a man.
They should have. That should have been the follow-up. But
that's what I would have done because I was a little hardcore.
Yeah, no,
my lies.
He was like 17 or 18. He had no follow-through. But yeah, it was a pretty. Speaking of actually believing that people were killed in movies, that's a little piece of my childhood for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I just told my sister that I was an alien, and then when I was 20, I was going to go back to my home planet. She admitted to me later that she was like, kind of made note of when I was 20. It's like, okay, he didn't go anywhere.
What a loser.
To me, of course, she was, like, yeah, whatever, Jason. But
she held on to it that long.
Halfway believed it. Yeah.
So
older brothers suck.
They do.
We're lying liars. So my alternative is not a good film either. But
and it's Antidote, by the way. I don't want to get hung up on this, but the nomenclature is it's Antidote.
Okay.
Oh, Antidote. Okay.
Yes.
Inject this if you've accidentally watched Wild Beasts. Day of the Animals. Very similar. Very similar premise. 1977 American film. Just nature goes crazy because the ozone layer is being depleted. And they attack a bunch of hikers in their natural habitat. And it's just got that 70s goodness. Okayness. It's not great, but
they attach a bunch of hikers in their natural habitat of hiking and other animals' natural habitat.
Of hiking supply stores.
Just REIs overrun with wild animals.
REIs, yeah.
And it was directed by William Girdor.
Don't make fun of my sentence structure. What?
It was directed by William Girdor, who's made some good stuff. He's directed 2 movies we talked about on the show: Abby, the black exploitation ripoff of The Exorcist, and The Manitou, which was
Manitou.
It has Tony Curtis. It's a 70s movie where this Native American spirit possesses this woman in San Francisco, and Tony Curtis is like this phony psychic who gets charged with this case to figure it out. It's entertaining.
Interesting.
He also did Grizzly as well as Day of the Animals, so he's done 2 Nature Strikes Back movies.
Oh yeah, and when I was a kid, I remember starting to watch Grizzly, and I got scared.
I bet.
And I didn't finish it because I was like 6, and it was a grizzly attacking people. I was like, ah. Oh, and that was actually a thought I had while I watched this a couple times. It's like, this is no Revenant.
Oh yeah. What is really though?
And I don't mean grizzly. I mean this wild beast thing.
Beasts of the Wild.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, I think we've got this all sewn up here.
Nice.
We agree it's trash.
It is.
I hope we didn't ruin his career with this scathing review.
Actually, it was his last movie, so he did that all himself.
So we weren't the only ones.
Yeah. He swept up his own spotlight on his way out. So Joey, thank you for being on the show. That was a blast to talk to you. And Jason, it's always great to have you on. You're kind of becoming my number 1 guest.
You are his number 1 guest. Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, had to do it. Thank you. I love this, and thank you guys. I really appreciate you thinking of me and inviting me on. Thank you.
So, do you have anything that you can plug? Like, is Rexstar still on hiatus?
Rexstar is still on hiatus. People are welcome to go read the first few chapters of it. RexstarComic.com. Rexstar, think Rockstar, but with an E instead of an O. Is my space comedy, space opera adventure webcomic.
It's very good.
Thank you. It is on hiatus right now because the wonderful Michelle Wen, who's the artist on it, got some paying work from some comic-y, booky companies, and that took priority, as it should. But it is. I'm still working on scripts, and I'm going to be touching base with her, and it will be coming back soon.
Great.
Cool.
And are you still writing like film stuff and movie? Like you were doing some great write-ups of the Marvel Netflix series and publishing, or those online. Are you still doing those, or film stuff?
Thank you. Thanks for saying that. I did. I got a new job. Like I had been working a part-time job for a while, so all of my, the time that I wasn't doing freelance writing, I was working on. I reviewed the whole first season of Daredevil. I did a few episodes of Jessica Jones, and then realized like this is no Daredevil, and I don't just want to write a bunch of negative stuff. So I kind of nipped it after that. But yeah, I got really busy with my new gig, and kind of found that I had less and less free time to dedicate to stuff like that. So
okay.
my commentaries are kind of relegated to like Twitter and Letterboxd now.
Okay. So you still do like reviews for Letterboxd though?
Yeah. I mean, just not so.
They're not as epic as your.
I was going to ask you if you are you going to add this movie to your visual feasts list?
Oh, not to visual feasts, animal feasts. No, I'll probably. Yeah.
Let's
cross
cross-pollinate here. Let's get some synergy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll start a new list called very specifically the "That's Cool, That's Trash" list, and I'll add that movie to it. And
see what happens.
dot.
Yeah. Okay, so this is normally where I talk about what's coming next, but I still haven't picked the next feature yet, so I can't play any kind of clips here of previews. So I'm just going to say thanks again to both of you guys. I appreciate you guys watching this movie with me and talking about it. I had a great time.
Thank you so much.
And for those of you out there, thanks for listening, and please stay tuned on Twitter and at our website, that'scoolthatstrash.com, and for news about what's going on. And yeah, thanks again, guys. It was great talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
And for you out there, stay trashy.
That's cool.
That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
Yeah, that's the way.